to close because of the circuit breaker. And I took one final walk around the resort. And it was an emotional time for me because I built the resort from scratch. For 10 years, we have been welcoming millions of visitors to our resort. And this was the first time that I saw the entire resort with totally no one, absolutely no one there.
Personally, the most challenging decision or challenging aspect was really the announcement that we had, that we have to cut jobs, we have to let go of people. That was very painful.
I think that the most difficult time was in the initial part of the crisis, where every night when my phone rang, I do not know whether is it going to be yet another case that has been detected in one of our hotels. In the early stages, the regulations and the protocols were not as clear, or we were not as familiar. So either way, there was a great deal of anxiety because of uncertainty as to what exactly one should be doing.
And it was very easy to kind of look at yourself and just feel sorry for yourself. You're probably going to be one of the last to open. But it was at that turning point where you have a kind of a mindset shift and you realize that, yes, we can get out of this, but we need to kind of make opportunities for ourselves.
Especially during a crisis, we all have to be open to very new ideas, innovative way of doing things.
In a crisis like this, we could be paralyzed by fear. Good experiments allow us to conquer fear.
Since the start of the pandemic, we have done three main things differently. First, we've introduced SG Clean, which is a national mark of cleaning, sanitization and hygiene standards. Secondly, we have pushed for the use of technology and digitalization for our businesses. And thirdly, we have created new standards for safe tourism venues and events, such as a safe hotel, safe MICE venue, a safe attraction, in order to create assurance for visitors and travelers.
The first imperative was keeping our staff, our workers, our travelers safe. So we had to reinvent all the touch surfaces into a non-touch basis. Today we are zero contact terminal. That means you could actually arrive on the curbside, move through the whole process of check-in into the plane without touching a single surface. When travel revives again, I think it will be just a far more pleasant, contactless, queueless experience through Changi Airport.
Xiaohyang was perfectly correct. We must always look at it from our customer's perspective. We actually look at more than 100 touch points. For example, on board a plane, they can actually use their phone to control the IFE, in-flight entertainment system, to select the movie and so forth, to play them, without having to touch the handset nor the screen itself. Again, this gives them extra confidence that they are not quite exposed by touching things. Of course, all our planes are also equipped with HEPA filter, which filters off 99.97% of virus and bacterial. So lots of things going on, but each of them add up to facilitate a smoother travel.
This whole pandemic allows us to rethink how can we create businesses that are going to last beyond the future and also to support future generations.
As retailer, we find that we have to rethink our processes in order to be sustainable, because that was a real need to modernize what we do. Therefore, we can localize the production in a way that is sustainable, at the same time futuristic as well.
Out of this anxiety and uncertainty came the resolve to get through this together. We still need to engage our customers, and that's where the need to pivot to digital platforms are going to be key.
One of the most exciting developments that we engaged in at Marina Bay Sands was the creation of the hybrid broadcast studio. So it's a fully immersive 360-degree screen where we can utilize hologram technology to deliver a true high-impact event.
During the pandemic, we took the bull by its horns and we said, we have to do live stream. And we didn't know all the answers. We were clueless on the business model, but we did it anyway.
I think we're realizing that there's more and more use cases for technology to improve both the health and safety and also the experience. We needed to create new technologies that restaurants could use in this post-COVID world to enable people to plan their restaurants so people could sit further apart.
Do we hunker down and wait for this crisis to pass? Or do you use this opportunity to transform and to invest for the future? These are million-dollar decisions. This was an opportunity for us to transform. And therefore, what we have to create is truly things that are Singapore only.
How do we make use of our existing assets and make it work better? So we reimagine aqua gastronomy, which actually we use the open ocean habitat and made it into a huge fairy tale land.
Singapore needs to reimagine ourselves because we need to balance biodiversity conservation and development in the midst of climate change and COVID-19. And so we came up with this new paradigm shift of evolving Singapore from the garden city to a city in a garden to now city in nature. But we need to do that all together.
Indeed, we are not out of the woods, and I think there's a lot more to be done.
The way that I will put this is that after every winter, spring will definitely come.
I remember the first day when the government allowed us to go and dine out. From that day onwards, things just got better, right? People were booking at restaurants and everything because they want to be normal again.
So a reimagined Singapore to me would be full of positivity, full of hope, and full of diversity.
It's really about a tighter community and new opportunities.
Safe is one word that comes to mind. Innovation.
Hospitality and partnership.
Resilience, I think it's important in times like this to keep our spirits strong.
With our sense of innovation and passion, we will continue to transform the Singapore tourism industry. So now I invite everyone to come and experience Singapore Reimagined.